Hi, I'm Ramona. Welcome to Healing Inspiration. Today, I wanted to talk about meditation. Now, a lot of people are intimidated by the thought of meditating, and a big part of that is the difficulty that people experience in stillness, particularly in our culture, because it's valued to always be in activity and be productive. And also, we don't take much time in silence. We're typically surrounded by activity, whether it's the activity of the other people in our homes or if it's our work, the things we have to get done. We are really busy. We wear busyness as our moniker. We're so busy. And we are definitely in our culture. Also, we're inundated with social media, uh, the internet, our phones, television. So we're always surrounded by some kind of noise. So we don't take the time often to listen and hear ourselves. It's always about what we have to do, what we have to be for everyone, how we have to show up at work, and all of those different things. So there's always noise surrounding us. So meditation and stillness may feel like a uh, something that we can't actually do because there's so much to do and we don't have that time for ourselves. But it's very important to take time for yourself, and it's important to take time for stillness. And meditation, there are many benefits to it. So there are very good reasons to meditate. Um, so whether or not you're spiritual, it can be a spiritual practice. But even if you're an atheist, you don't believe in God or any of those things, or if you're highly spiritual, it doesn't matter what practices you have done, meditation is going to be beneficial for you. Uh, there have been many studies on the benefits of meditation, and there is a meta analysis of all of these different studies. And now, a meta analysis is just a study of all the studies that there are. So they look at the structure of the studies and the validity of the studies and how good they were, and they added those into their study of the studies of meditation. And meditation is shown to be extremely beneficial, one, for combating anxiety. So it helps you to combat any anxious thoughts, anxious feelings, especially with the practice over a period of time. And it does start to benefit you almost immediately because it brings you a sense of peace and quiet and stillness within. The other benefit, one of the other benefits, is mood regulation. So it gives you a higher instance in general of a positive mood, and then it gives you a lower instance of negative mood. And it gives you the ability to be mindful and aware of your emotions and to be more in control of them. So, whether or not you have a mental or emotional health issue, um, it benefits you either way. Now, it's not to say that you meditate one time and all of a sudden, all of your problems are gone. But it also changes the neurobiology of your brain and the neurochemistry in your brain. It can increase neurotransmitters that bring peace. It can increase dopamine and all these different feel-good chemicals in your brain. And also your brain has the ability to change. So over a period of time of meditation, you actually are changing how your brain functions. And this can be in a multitude of different ways. So there's different forms of meditation. Also, it's very stress relieving in general. There are different forms of meditation. So you don't necessarily have to sit in a corner for hours and hours or become a monk or a Buddha in order to practice meditation. If you want to start with only a minute, it will be beneficial for you. It is recommended 15 to 20 minutes a day if you could work your way up to that. But the first one I want to talk about for meditation are active meditations. And those are those things that you really enjoy doing, typically some art projects, taking a walk in nature, doing Tai Chi or yoga, where you're taking your mind off of the busyness of life and fully immersing yourself in your activity and just becoming aware of your surroundings and coming into the flow and feeling that joy. So that those things, gardening and things like that also can be a very meditative experience, and they can give you some of the benefits of meditation. Another kind of meditation, which is more along the lines of the spiritual aspect, although it doesn't necessarily have to correlate with spirituality, depending on what you believe. So it's transcendental meditation. And transcendental meditation is taken to connect with a higher power, with your higher self, who you are truly at your essence, the divine, source energy, universe, God, whatever you choose to call that which is greater than yourself, and to experience a oneness of all that is. And this is simply done in silence. You can begin by using breath work, taking deep breaths in and out through your nose. Probably closing your eyes or fixing your gaze on something and really taking that focus. And as thoughts come in, which they will, you're not a bad meditator if you have thoughts or feelings. And as emotions come in, rather than attaching to them, you observe them. And then you can come back to your breath or come back to the focus of whatever you decided to focus on, whether a flower or the moon or a person even. Whatever is your point of focus, you bring yourself back to that, or your breathing. So typically something that is not extremely mentally engaging, or you could come back to a mantra. So then as you get into this, you will enter at points, and maybe for longer periods of time as you practice, into a feeling, a sense of losing self, but not completely losing self, but really connecting with everything else and connecting to that higher power. And through this, you can also get, answers to different questions you have, or you'll get inspirations. Just when you're at that state of stillness and connection with source, with the divine, with nature, with whatever it is, with your higher self, with your internal self, it will bring peace and clarity. It can bring joy. And the more you practice, the more this will probably happen for you. Another type of meditation is visualization. So it depends on, whatever you want to visualize. So you can visualize your dream life. You can visualize the feelings that visualize. You can visualize, the relationship you want to be in. You can visualize yourself healthy. You can visualize healing light going throughout your body. You can take the time to visualize, your emotions feeling joyful and peaceful and content. So whatever you choose to visualize yourself in your dream vacation, or in your most beautiful surroundings that you can imagine. And so that's another type of meditation. We also have plenty of guided meditations. They'll bring you through different visualizations or mindfulness or breath exercises. So there's all different types of guided meditation. that you can access online. So whatever resonates with you and makes you feel best about meditation, and if there's anything in particular you're working on in your life, if you want to release anger or release grief, or if you want forgiveness, or if you want to experience more love or more joy, or if you want to attract more wealth into your life, there's all kinds of meditations that you can access. And another type of meditation is loving kindness meditation. And those who practice loving kindness meditation, and there's guided meditations online, but typically it's just feeling and expressing in your mind, in your heart, in a meditative state, in stillness, the love you have for yourself, the love you have for loved ones, the love you have for people you don't know, or the love you have for an animal, and just feeling the love for all of those beings, yourself as a being, and the beings around you, and offering those loving blessings. So you could do that on your own, or you can use a guided meditation. And this type of meditation actually shows the parts of the brain that are connected to empathy and compassion begin to light up more and more as you do that. So if you feel like you lack in empathy or compassion, for whether it's for others or for yourself, I think a lot of people lack it more for themselves. So that if you want to increase those feelings of love in general, and when you give out love, you're feeling the love yourself. So it's always beneficial to you. So meditation, you can start small, but the important thing is to start, because it also benefits relationships. People who practice meditation regularly have improved interpersonal relationships, lower anxiety, less depression, more peace, and there are scientific studies that prove these things. So start your meditation today. Look up some guided meditations or whatever resonates with you, or just take 5 minutes of your day in stillness, and it'll be helpful for you. If you have any suggestions, any advice, you can leave that in the comments below. If you like this video and want to see more content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if there's anything that would be beneficial to you to talk about, let me know in the comments. Thank you, and I hope you have been inspired on your own healing journey, and continue to thank you, and this has been Healing Inspiration for today. I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, joy-filled, meditative, and peaceful day. Goodbye.